Hey, welcome back to the Daniel Thomas Show. And Tom, you got a good one for us today?
Well, I've got a question because as a gentleman who's out dating and is single, what's the acceptable age gap?
Well,
between
I had someone send me a math problem today.
Yes.
And I thought that this was good. And it said, John is 68 and his girlfriend is 22. How much money does John have?
Now, for those of you who are new to math, this is a word problem.
Okay.
Very good.
But the point that, which we joke about, but, the problem with it is you get people, here's the thing. I like women my own age. I like women that are over 50. I do. And I have, they're just better people. And I don't like that. My daughter is in her mid-20s, and I could never imagine dating somebody at that age ever, mainly because of her, but also just because I don't have the same interest at all, none, that they do,
Right.
So.
Well, we were talking earlier about the one friend of ours who's unfortunately her husband decided that he did have things in common.
Can I do this? Can I tell the story?
You can, yeah,
okay.
Please.
The husband, they'd been married for probably close to, mid-90s, okay? Mm-hmm. So over 20 years, okay? 25, maybe closer to 25 years.
Sure.
And, have a early 20s daughter, and come to find out that the husband was having an affair with the daughter's best friend. Okay? Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Wow.
And then moves in with her. And then the wife says, "I'm going to divorce you." And he's like, "Okay. Bye. Let's do that." Okay? So again,
wow. I mean that is just so disturbing on so many different levels that you've got a lifelong commitment, 20 plus years with somebody. You've got a daughter, and I would expect that the relationship between this gentleman and his daughter, I say it gentlemanly in a kind term, but I guarantee that's probably not a good relationship, and the divorce was not pretty from what I recall. So.
So it's crazy. But, we've all heard about stories like this. And the one that we were talking about the other day was the Jeff Bezos thing.
Right.
Okay. Now, Lauren Sanchez was a weather girl here in Southern California.
Yep.
And I think that she was better looking then than she is now with all the body by DuPont. So, that's just me. But, Jeff's had a bunch of work done. Jeff is taking care of himself differently and working out, and he's clearly happy with the weather girl. But, and we talked about his wife, his ex-wife, Mackenzie, I think is a smoke show in her own right. You know what I mean? But
well, I mean, this is the woman who, they've got 3 kids together?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think it's 3 kids. And, I mean, she's got her own career, too. And, I just don't see how becoming one of the richest men in the world, you just give all that up. You push the woman aside that was there at the beginning. Now, she did get a nice settlement and all that good stuff, but you take money out of the equation. What did he do to his kids? He just said, "Mom's not good enough anymore. I'm going to go out with the weather girl, and by the way, I'm going to buy a couple yachts because I want the weather girl to have her own yacht." And
6 houses,
come on.
Yacht, Again, I think that people, are self-centered. But again, you guys, I mean, how do you even compare hundreds of billion dollars? He was what? Literally $2 billion less than Elon was worth.
Right.
It's nuts, guys. Yeah. So you can't even fathom how much money that is. I mean, if you had $1 billion, you'd never need to do anything ever. You have generational wealth for your family forever right now.
Yep.
Unless you're just you know how to burn money.
Well, no, that's not true. You could have had, our boy Sam managing your crypto, and you could be broke again. But
Exactly.
That's a different story for a different show.
Well, I just think that people, you see a lot of people that piss things away. And, we've had, oh my God, you guys just sent us so many TikToks where the woman, finds out that the husband's cheating, has no clue, and it's somebody close to them. Yeah. We had a case here in Southern California where husband and wife got divorced. The wife was having an affair, and the husband resorted to violence, which is horrible. Correct. And now the kid has no parents, and it's awful because one's in jail and one's not around. So terrible.
On that too, I just want to point out that if you've decided to end a relationship, and either one, you're the one being dumped or the one doing the dumping and so forth, think of the big picture here. The ramifications to your actions at this point in time, there's so much more life to be led. To Dan's point, the one that he's talking about, unfortunately one person's no longer alive and the other's in prison. There's one that I'm thinking of where neither one of them are alive, and a couple other people got caught up in it as well. Move on.
Nobody wants to do that.
No.
People are so devastated, and so they're going to show them. And it's funny. I know somebody who's going through a divorce right now that was just sick of the verbal abuse, and she said it just was like a light switch. And here's the thing about women, that every single woman, everyone that has let me, ask this question: was there a day when you knew it was done? It just built up, and then it was a light switch, click. And when that day switch, I could tell you the day that I said, okay, this is it, I'm done. Mm-hmm. And they all say the same thing. And this woman says, I'm done, I'm never going back. And now the husband can't believe she's leaving. And again, the total smoke show. And but they have 5 kids, and she's, he's done. He has no chance of ever getting her. And I'm going to do everything I can to keep you. And she's like, you can't. The kid's done.
You've had 20 plus years and 5 children to show how it's done, and it's tough to go back on a track record that is pretty crappy. So, but there again, it's never impossible. But if you've pushed somebody to that far over the edge, you take a hard look at yourself and realize that the problem could be looking you right back in the face.
The other thing is, a lot of people, we go to couples counseling. A lot of people I've learned go to couples counseling when it's too late.
Yeah.
And they've already made up their mind that they're done. And, again, there's a reason to work out. There's a reason to work on your fitness, your health, right. Everything. There's a reason to work on your marriage. And again, I think there's times that people go to a third party. They'll go to their church and use that as therapy. Sometimes that works. Sure. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you need what I call a disinterested third party. Right. And the problem with it is you go to the church and you have to deal with this person. You're going to see this person at church right. events and things like that. And again, do what's right for you, but it's very important that you do something. Well, it really is.
And there again, the church counseling and so forth, if it's an economic issue and so forth, and that's what you can afford, there is discretion to it. Maybe you go to a different church to seek some help. Maybe not the one you attend. Maybe you don't attend, and maybe you should start attending. It's just a matter of where you're at. But to Dan's point, don't wait until you've had the heart attack.
Right.
To decide I'm going to the gym, or I'm going to start eating a few more salads and a little less pasta.
It's very hard to believe this, but during COVID, a lot of things came out for counseling, including couples counseling, where people can get help. Yeah. And again, I always say the common denominator is you in every relationship. Correct. And do what you can do to be the best person you can. It doesn't mean you get stepped on. No. It means you move on from people. Give people what they give back to you. And again, if you don't have good communication and you think that this person is deceitful and a liar, they're always going to be that way. So deal with it.
The only thing I'm going to say to that, Dan, is there's times that you don't even want to give back to them what they're giving you. because what they're giving you might be just rubbish.
Right.
Don't engage. It's not going to help either one of you. Remember,
but to go and hit it with an early 20s, I mean, and you're throwing your life away. It's like, again, you can't. What motivates people? I'm always mystified by. Okay, I'm always mystified by the guy that has a successful company and then becomes a drug addict, or has to be the guy that jumps out of the. I need to be base jumping and then the parachute doesn't open. I've seen everything, and you don't want to be that person. You know what I mean? To take things to that extreme, and there's people that have to do that. So please don't forget to like. Please don't forget to subscribe and email us at
DanielThomasShow at yahoo.com.
He says it so much better than I do. We'll see you guys soon.
Thanks for watching.
So what do you think? Was that a great episode?
Did you see the last episode? Really? This one? I don't know.